Long way, get this shit a long way, get this shit a long way. Long way, hit the long way, 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 shit, long way, long shit, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, get shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, finish rich, yeah. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. She don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, yeah. Tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, yeah. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get this shit the long way, yeah. Coach is tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my palm strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a palm way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done talking. Yesterday she told me that she bout to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gon' get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get this shit the long way, yeah. We gon' get this shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the palm way, yeah. Man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, 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 yeah, we get this shit the long way, yeah. Cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah. We gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm LJ, your host. What's up, Andre? Dennis Rodriguez. Welcome. I'm the founder of SMD. Sorry, I'm removing some stuff here. The founder of SMD. And straight to the point, I am here to share my gift. And my gift is that I know capitalism is psychological. All right. And with that knowledge, I know debt slaves are the currency. It's you, debt slaves. You guys are what make everything work, because without you, it couldn't exist. So you guys are the currency. It's not what you believe it is. It's like, and you're probably thinking, well, what is a debt slave? Debt slaves are people that believe they own things with no money of their own. Okay. If you believe you can buy a house with a mortgage, if you believe you can buy a car with a car loan, and if you believe you can invest with no money of your own, that's a debt slave. Like, if you believe you can invest with no money, that makes you the investment. You are. Debt slaves are the investment. It's you. You guys don't know that, though. Now, I don't really follow what happens to you guys. Hey, this big crash, FTX. Now, you see the stuff being shoved down your throat. I can't really help but pay attention, but I don't really pay attention enough really to it, because I know it's you guys. Debt slaves, you guys are FTX. It's you. And debt slaves, you probably don't know what I mean. So I always like to show you with mathematics. Okay. This is all you have to do. Open up your calculator app, put in your FTX investment minus your car loan balance equals you are the FTX investment, because you're investing with no money. You're investing with money that doesn't exist. FTX investment minus your car loan balance equal you're investing with money that doesn't exist, which makes you a debt slave. Debt slaves invest with money that doesn't exist. Now, all of these YouTube videos, TikTok, all these people are going to come out telling you why, what happened with FTX. The majority of people that are telling you that are debt slaves. You're a debt slave. You don't know who to believe. The people that are telling you about what happened with FTX, they don't know. They're just like you. You FTX debt slaves explaining to other FTX, you guys are the FTX. It's you. You are. If you have student loan debt and you invested in FTX, you are the FTX. If you invested it in cryptocurrency while having student loan debt, you are the cryptocurrency. It's you, debt slaves. It's you. So when I watch that, I just I'm just happy to have a seat in the stadium just to see how they financially abuse you guys. They financially abuse you. It's sad to watch sometimes. I'm like, damn. Then I click on all these videos of all these people trying to explain to other debt slaves what happened. You guys don't know that those are debt slaves explaining that to you. They don't know. They're just getting their information from the internet just like you are. There's no fact checking. Where are they going to do? You think a debt slave is going to take the time? Debt slaves, you guys don't even own yourselves and don't even know it. Do you think you're really going to? They know you're not going to take the time to go fact check anything because you don't even own yourself. They know you guys want to stop being debt slaves, but you just don't know how. So you think it's going to be fast. This is going to be this miracle investment, this super something. They do the same thing over. They'll bring up some young kid that looks like a geek that has figured out some secret because it it's the same character they put in movies. They use it in the ads and the videos, and you guys just go for it each and every time. It's bananas to watch. It really is. You'll look and say, "Oh, he's a young geek kid." You start creating this perspective in your head from a movie that you saw without even knowing that you're doing it. This kid they're showing you, you don't know any. That's just a picture. That's a video. That could be an actor. But you guys do it hook, line, and sinker. You guys start investing with mortgage while having mortgages and car payments and credit card payments and thinking that that's going to free you all at the same time. The same people that are investing in the same people that are investing in FTX are begging for student loan debt. What's up, Mr. Kang? All you have to do is this. Anybody telling you about FTX, all you got to do is turn to them and say, "Hey, do you have student loan debt?" If they say yes, they are FTX. Debt slaves don't know about you guys don't even own yourself. How you gonna explain something outside of yourself if you don't even own yourself and you don't even know you don't own yourself? But it's not just FTX. You can't invest in you can't even invest in your own retire. Listen, you can't even invest in your own retirement while having student loan debt. So you think you can invest in FTX? That makes you FTX debt slaves. You're it. FTX wouldn't exist without you, debt slaves. Now, understand this. Our economy is positive and negative. You get to choose which side of it to be on. You either choosing the calculator puts you on the positive side. Choosing to trust the calculator puts you on the positive side. Choosing not to trust the calculator puts you on the negative side. When I look at FTX, I see you guys. When I hear you guys, oh man, mortgage interest rates are this and that. You guys don't know. Listen, you guys don't know anything about interest rates because you don't own yourself. You think you do, but you don't. When you guys talk about, put it this way, when you guys talk about the word investing, every word that you use in finance is positive or negative. So when you guys talk about investing, you're talking about negative investing. When you pay interest, that's called negative investing. When you pay interest, when you use the word investing, you're using it negatively. Compound interest, you're talking about negative compound interest. When you talk about equity, you're talking about negative equity. Open up the calculator app on your phone and enter the following: your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance equals negative equity, not positive equity. You're probably thinking, oh, well, when I Google my house, it says the value of my house is this. Do you own it? When you Google the value of a home, when Google responds, they're talking about people who pay cash for their homes. Google's not going to explain that to you. Hey, I'm responding with for the people who actually own their homes. When you Google the value of a home and you have a mortgage, you're just looking to see the value of the bank's house. That's the bank's house. When you go look at, hey, my house is, no, it's not. It's not your house. That you have a mortgage? No, that's the bank's house, not yours. But the bank understands that the house is nothing without you. The house can't pay the bank any money. Only you can. You're the mortgage. Your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance equals you are the mortgage. Your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance equals you are the equity. FTX investment minus your student loan balance equals you are FTX. Do you see? Do you get it? The majority of you guys go into stuff like that because you think you're going to get money fast. You think you're going to be rich because you're watching videos and you're watching all these so-called millionaires. This is all you have to do when you see videos like that. Show us your personal credit report and I'll believe you. They're not going to show you that. I'm telling you, anybody that you guys follow on YouTube, you're taking financial advice from, ask to see their personal credit report. That is all you have to do. Let us see it. Wow, you got millions of subscribers. Show us your personal credit report. Wow, that's a nice house, car, gold, jewelry, whatever they're showing you. Show us your personal credit report. They can't lie about that. I'm just here to tell you they have no financial scammers, fraudsters, people that are fooling you. They have no control over the personal credit report. I guarantee you that. Guaranteed. How do I know that? Because credit reports are owner ledgers. That's how they keep track of the debt. That's how debt slaves are kept track of, by your credit report. Your credit report will show me why you invested in FTX. One look at your personal credit report will tell me why you invested in FTX, why you invest in cryptocurrency. It will tell me collections, car payments, repos, restitution, back taxes. All of that will be listed on there. All of it. Congratulations to the Greek surgeon. As of today, I am $250 away from being debt free. Congratulations. Welcome. Welcome to the other side. Once you're on the other side, now, let me make sure you guys understand something. Once you're on the other side and understand how it works, I'm not saying not invest in FTX. I mean, but when you understand that capitalism is psychological, you'll know when to put your money in and you'll know when to take your money out. Debt slaves don't know anything because they are FTX. You will know that debt slaves are FTX. Debt slaves are cryptocurrency. You know it's them. Because they're on the negative side of the economy and they don't even know it. This is how it will listen. This is how it will always be. Debt slaves believe it has something to do with being a man or a woman, black, white, Jewish. You guys think it has something to do with it. It has math doesn't listen, you guys. Math doesn't care the color of your skin, what gender you are, what religion you are. Math 1 + 1 = 2, no matter who says it. Math doesn't care about any of that, period. When you understand that capitalism is psychological, taxes are fun. Taxes are fun. Once you understand how it works and then you pay attention to how taxes work, taxes connect everything together. You're like, oh. But as long as you're investing in FTX and while having student loan debt, you'll never know that ever. You'll die believing taxes are bad. Like, put it this way. It's like the way they do you guys, man, it's like, put it this way. Say like you invested in FTX cryptocurrency and you came on top. You got some money. Guess what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna report it. You're not. You're not gonna claim it. You're not gonna put it on your tax form. You're not. Oh, they're not gonna know about it. It's invisible. It's highly encrypted. But totally forgetting that the only way you're gonna be able to spend that money, you have to convert it back into US dollars. You have to. Because that's the law. The only money you spend here is US dollars. And as soon as you do that, that's it. It's done. Soon you'll get a letter. Hey, yeah, we saw that the last few years you've been reporting this on your tax forms, and that's not true. You got to explain it. By the way, mathematically, you have to explain it to the IRS mathematically, not with words. You have to explain it mathematically, which you're not going to be able to. They already know that. That's why they're sending you the letter. They know you're not going to explain it. Maybe they're just looking to see how hard you're going to make it on yourself. I don't know. Who knows? Taxes are the backbone. If you say you don't like taxes, you're telling on yourself. You sure are. You read that statement, debt slaves, you're probably thinking, what the hell is Andre talking about? What? Telling on yourself? Yes, telling on yourself. Yes. When you hear people get emotional about taxes, that means they don't understand them. You know how many videos are on YouTube that the people make it sound like taxes are bad? Sometimes, even when sometimes I'll hear Dave Ramsey talk, right? I'll hear Dave Ramsey, and he'll say something. negative about taxes. And I say to myself, why is Dave saying that? Why is he saying negative things about taxes? He should know better than that. You know good and well taxes are not bad. Why are you saying it? Well, maybe it's business. I don't know. Maybe he uses that to fit in with you guys. I don't know. But once you get to his level, taxes are definitely not bad at all. Why do I say this? Because I know you guys are you guys are the taxes. Debt slaves, it's you. Your taxes. You guys are taxes. I heard somebody the other day, right? Let's go. Now that everything's on the internet now, right? And so, people buy from out of state. So now other states are requiring you to pay those sales tax. And I heard somebody complaining, like, oh my God, now we got to pay the sales tax. What do you mean pay? You mean pass? Debt slaves are paying those taxes. They're just saying, hey, when you get the money, when you get the taxes that we put on your product to charge the debt slave, give it to us. It's not yours. Just give it to us. You're not paying it. You hear somebody in a business, they start complaining about taxes, that means they're not doing it right. Oh man, my taxes are so high on my business. What are you talking about? Your taxes are high on your business. That means you got a bad product or something. That's what that means. That means your product is not selling. That's what that means. Yeah, it all has to be converted back at some point if you want to enjoy the spoils. You got to convert it back. And the law says here, there's only one set of greenbacks you can use here. If you try to use something or make something else, you're going to prison. Oh, my sister's joining. Welcome. She finally got in. I was asking why she didn't hop in. Tax haters clearly don't understand. Taxes help build wealth. Now, here, let me give you another example, debt slave, so you guys can really understand. Math connects the psychological to the physical. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you that. So you guys can really understand what it means to be a homeowner. Okay, so say like you lived in a neighborhood of 10 people. We're going to keep it small. 10 people. You guys got the exact same house, the exact same mortgage payment. All that. Let's just keep it all simple. You guys got the exact same car, exact same mortgage payment, blah, 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 which is 1,000. Let's just say 1,000. Keep it simple. But your house, you pay your house off. Okay. At the end of the year, everybody in your neighborhood will have paid $12,000 a year in mortgage payments, while you will still have $1,000 in your bank account because you're not. That's why a paid off house pays you, because while the rest of the people in your neighborhood believe paying a mortgage is normal, while at the same time believing they're a homeowner, you will truly be a homeowner, and 12,000 you will make $12,000 more per year each and every year that they're paying and you're not. That's called phantom income. When you do not pay something that the majority does. The average car payment is $700 a month. If you don't have one, you now make $700 more per month than the average. Who are the average? All millions upon millions of debt slaves making the same financial decisions as one. That's the average. If you don't have a car payment, you're no longer part of that group. So now you make $700 more per month than the average. Debt slaves will say, They'll say things like, "How come you got so much money at the end of the month?" Because $700 a month is not coming out of my checking account. That's why. Now, can you imagine? Because you guys do this too. You'll you'll be in a relationship with somebody, but you'll do financial things without telling your spouse, your girlfriend, husband, whatever. And imagine the people that took some money from the family relationship and invested in FTX thinking that they were going to come up without telling your partner, your spouse, and you lose it. Can you imagine? I can't even that happened. Trust me. You guys probably won't hear about it, but it happened. I promise you that. Investing with money that doesn't exist behind your spouse's back, and then they lose it. First of all, you guys are not going to tell them probably for months until the letters start coming in the mail. Late, the electricity is about to get turned off. Your car is about to be repossessed. Why? What's going on? Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I lost all of our money in FTX thinking we were going to be winning. Can you imagine that? I can't imagine that. That's going to, hey, bankruptcies are coming. Lots of them. Man, they do you guys so dirt. Ooh. No, you do it to yourself, debt slaves. I'm just like, I keep I kept it kept coming across my timeline on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, what is this? All right, what is it? So I click on a couple videos. I got to filter through a debt slave trying to explain it to me. Debt slaves will just give me the basics, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's another unregulated type of debt slave thing that they're going to get thinking, believing they're going to get rich fast on it or some stupid shit. And you guys be falling for it. You guys fall for everything. It's just damn, you guys fall for everything. Oh yeah, look at that. It could this have something to do with Tom Brady and divorce? If you know, who knows? Maybe celebrities they know how to use they know how to use their status because death slaves are just followers. You guys say, "Oh, if Tom Brady's doing it, it must be good." Okay, whatever. Then I'll say, "Oh, it's a crash." It didn't. No, that money transferred somewhere. It did. You guys, when it crashed, do you guys think the money was just destroyed and burned up somewhere? No, it transferred somewhere. It's like unregulated gambling. That's all it is. And you know what the smart people do? The smart people that understand that you guys are the currency, when they come out of FTX winning, guess what they're going to do? They're going to claim it. You think, listen, if I got into FTX and came out on top, you think I'm not going to tell the IRS about the free money that I won? Are you crazy? Even if they came along and said, "Hey, we're taking 50%, 50% of free." Hey, yeah, go ahead. There you go. It's free. I didn't have to use any of the time of my life to earn it. Hell, you better believe I'm claiming it. Believe that. Sure did. You won? How much you win? $1 million on FTX. Sure did. A million. You know, if I won a million. But you know what debt slaves do? You guys will just, and it's free. You think even put it this way. Say like you invested you invested some money into FTX and you won 100,000. You came out on top, 100,000. But you have $100,000 in student loan debt. 100,000 minus 100,000 is zero. You could free yourself right now. You could take that 100 grand and free yourself. But you know what you guys would do? Oh, nah, man, I'm about to put it back in. I'm about to flip it. They already know you're going to do that. They know you're not going to pay off your debt. They know you're not going to take the time to take money and own yourself. You're not. You guys prove that every day by begging for student loan forgiveness. You're the only one that can free yourself. I hope you guys know that. They're never letting you go. You have to free yourself. I get it. Totally understand it. Whatever. I borrowed student loan money and kept it for 10 years. Whose fault is that? Mine. That's my fault. Who invested in retirement plans while having student loan debt? Me. Who invested in insurance plans, life insurance plans while making car payments at the same time? Me. Here I am investing in life insurance policies when I'm not even investing in my own life. Makes no sense at all. None, zero. You think anybody was there to tell me that? Nope. I always knew something was like, put it this way. Okay. You know how in society, especially right now, they always say Jewish people know the most about money and this and that. You always see this association with Jewish people and money, right? I'm here to tell you that has nothing to do with anything. Maybe they just know to trust math when it comes to money. Maybe the majority of Jewish people know that, obviously, to say, hey, whenever I do math, whenever I use money, I'm gonna use math. And it's taught within their religion or family, whatever. It's just a natural process. Maybe the majority of them, that's how it is. And since the majority of them do that, of course it looks like that, but math doesn't care what religion you are. It's just math. 1 + 1 = 2. If you're black, white, Spanish, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just math. It has nothing to do with nothing, but just math. Hmm. You know, the majority of people I wish they could do a demographic of the majority who invested. And when I say demographic, I'm not even talking about color. I'm just talking about financial status. The people, like, look what credit score range were the people that invested in FTX. I guarantee you it's the majority was people with low credit scores, student loan debt, car payments, collections. Same thing with the lottery, guaranteed. They do the same thing with the lottery. Hey, then they put people on the news, and all you got to do is just pay. Like, when the lottery gets big, this is all you got to do. Okay, this is all you got to do. When the lottery gets big, turn on the news and what neighborhoods are the news people going into to interview people that are dreaming about winning the lottery. What neighborhoods are they in? Every time they go into a store, it got bulletproof glass in there. Have you noticed that? The person that owns the store is always talking to the news people behind glass. Are you guys picking up on that? Are you guys picking up on that? It's nobody's fault but your own. It is. I can imagine if they mm, exactly, low income areas, dreaming. What are you gonna do? They always say, "What are you gonna do with the money if you win?" Oh, I'm gonna do this. Well, you're not. You're not gonna win, so don't even worry about it. You're not gonna win. Don't even worry about it. And it doesn't even matter them. Even if you did win, it doesn't even matter how much you win. You're gonna be broke shortly. because you don't know anything else. If you win the money, guess what you guys will do? Just make higher monthly payments. You could have a debt slave win $1 million. Guess what they'll do? Go out and finance a high-end car. Go finance a Bentley. I was check this out. And this is what and now remember, I listen differently than you. I was over at what is his name? Shoot. I posted him on my community channel. Just a second. What's his name? Just a second. The table with AO, right? Anthony O'Neill, right? And I was over there listening. I was listening to one of his videos. I don't know if it's the video I posted in the community chat, but I was listening to one of his videos, and he had mentioned that he had a mortgage. Okay, which is not a big deal. Okay, whatever. He has a mortgage, whatever, right? And then all of a sudden, later on in the video, he says, "Yeah, I have a Bentley that I paid cash for." I was like, I was like, okay, hold up. You just told me you had a mortgage. If you have a mortgage, you can't buy a Bentley in cash. You can't do that. What are you talking about?" And I thought to myself, okay, AO is at a little higher level, so I'm pretty sure he probably knows the Bentley is probably in the business name, right? Which if the Bentley is in the business name, okay, I get it. All right, whatever, right? But if the Bentley is in his personal name, I'm like, whoa, okay, that's you can't have personally, you can't have a mortgage and a Bentley, and you can't have a mortgage and pay a Bentley in cash. You can't do that. That's impossible. You can't do you can't do that. Now you got to remember, the average person that would listen to that, they would be like, "Ooh, he got a Bentley, he got money," but they didn't really hear what he said in the beginning, that he had a mortgage. I'm like, "Uh-oh. Okay, time for me to get out of here. You're not talking to me. I'm out of here. See ya." I can't even, like, when the FTX stuff was popping up, I was trying to watch some videos to really understand, but you guys don't really understand how many debt slaves are explaining this information to you. It's just they'll set up a stage, set up their background, make it look like they're important. I mean, these debt slaves are good. They're getting good camera equipment, good stuff, just good stage stuff in the background, so you guys just believe it. Hook, line, and sinker. Would you say true hidden lotus? But how does that even work? A lot of people say to get cars in your business name and not personal. What are the benefits? Well, okay, you got to remember this. Okay. Remember this statement: personal loans, you pay back; business loans, your customers pay back. Okay. Always remember that. That's the difference between personal debt and business debt. Personal debt, you pay back. Business debt, your customers pay back. But what the majority of what you're hearing on YouTube videos, those are people trying to. They're saying it in a way. They're speaking to people that have totally ruined their personal credit. Totally have ruined it, and they're trying to subtly tell them there's a way to get a car not in your name and write it off on IRS taxes and all this other stuff, which is complete nonsense. As put it this way, as soon as a debt slave starts to believe that and try to do that, all the IRS has to do is look at that debt slave's personal credit report, and it will show them what they're trying to pull. Because you guys, debt slaves, you guys don't know. You have a pattern. You have a pattern because you're on the negative side of the economy, so it's obvious, but you guys can't see it. If you really believe that you can finance a car in a business name and use it personally like it's just yours, you're mistaken. You're being financially used and told incorrectly. Anybody telling you to do that, all you got to do is say, "Can I see your personal credit report?" It will tell you why they're telling you that you should put a car in a business name and you can do all this write off. Let me see your personal credit report and it'll tell me why you're telling me that. That's all you have to do. It will explain to you why they're telling you to do things like that. You're gonna hurt yourself because the IRS is gonna clearly see why you're doing it and the purpose of you doing it. It's not for business. No, it's not. What business? You're not even bringing in any money. What are you talking about? How's it? What are you talking about? You can't just do it and not financially explain it to the IRS properly. You have to do that. There's already rules and laws in place for debt slaves like you guys because you guys don't know. None of your numbers are going to make sense. None of your numbers are going to match. They have to match. Do you know that? They have to. Debt slaves are in trouble. You don't have to be a debt slave. You know that. You don't have to be part of the FTX and the cryptocurrency, all the crashes that happen and the interest rates going up and down, the housing interest rates. Oh my God, you got to read. You don't have to be, you can be on the positive side of that. That's the negative. You're on the negative side. You can be on the positive side, earning positive money when interest rates on houses rise. You can be making money. You'll be happy when interest rates go up. You'll be like, "Woohoo, yeah, more money for me." Interest rates go down, "Oh, I make less money." That's the difference. You'll be watching the debt slaves and they're the cryptocurrency, they are the FTX. It's them. All you got to do is this: pay attention. Like when things like this, like FTX crashes or do whatever the hell they're talking about, it does right. All you got to do is this: then go back to the channels that were telling you about investing in FTX. Don't forget about the people that were telling you to invest in it. Go back to those same channels and see what kind of explanation they have for it. See what they have. There's going to be a lot of bankruptcies being applied for, but the majority of you guys, listen, the majority of you guys are going to be filing for Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You know why you guys are filing for Chapter 13 bankruptcy? So it doesn't look like you filed Chapter 13 bankruptcy because they allow you to keep your stuff that got you in bankruptcy. They allow you to keep it. They don't want that garbage. If you're still making payments on it, that means they're still making money because the interest still collects in the background just in case if you fall off Chapter 13. When I think about Chapter 13, that is absolutely a brilliant. You guys have no idea how brilliant Chapter 13 is. That is absolutely a guaranteed money maker. Guaranteed. Here is a type of bankruptcy that allow you to keep the stuff that got you into bankruptcy in the first place. You get to keep it. And then they put now the reason why you're there because you couldn't keep up on your payments. That's why you're there. But then they turn around and put you on a 5-year payment plan. Wait a minute, you didn't keep you're there because of non-payments. You think you're going to follow a 5-year payment plan on no, you're not. That's why they allow you to keep filing over and over and over to start over and start over and start a endless loop that you're never going to get out of ever. You're not getting out of it unless you pay it off. Now imagine being in Chapter 13 bankruptcy because this is what you guys do, debt slaves. You guys will file Chapter 13 bankruptcy and then go out and finance another car. You get to keep the house, so now all your friends won't know that you filed bankruptcy. It won't look like you are, but you did. You guys are only fooling each other. I hope you guys understand that. You're only fooling each other. Right? You keep it, and then you will get tempted to get more stuff. That's how Chapter 13 works. Oh, I get to keep my house in Chapter 13? You sure do, debt slave. You sure do. You get to keep it. Oh, thank God I get to keep my house. They don't even know, they never even owned it in the first place. They don't even own nothing. Debt slaves own nothing. Not even themselves. They don't even own themselves. And they pay for the privilege. Lawyers are they got to be making a killing filing Chapter 30. That's I guarantee you, when debt slaves go to file for bankruptcy and they ask, hey, lawyer, what do I file, Chapter 7 or 13? I bet you the lawyers push Chapter 13. Guarantee. The lawyer gets all their financial information and like, oh, okay. All right. And then say like the debt slave is in a house. They know the debt slave don't want to lose their house, but the debt slave needs to let go of the house, but they won't. And then they'll turn to him and say, hey, but if you file Chapter 13, you get to keep the house. What do you think the debt slave is going to do? File for Chapter 13. Do I get to keep all my stuff? You sure do. And get to file bankruptcy, and the creditors can't mess with me? No, they can't. Which one you want to do? Chapter 13. If I do Chapter 7, what happens? I lose everything. And then you start at zero, because zero sounds bad to debt slaves. But according to the number chart that we were all taught in elementary school, zero is above negative. Zero is good. Zero's not bad. If you're in debt with a mortgage, you're in a deep negative. If you file Chapter 7 bankruptcy and you lose everything, that means you're at zero now. That means that's good. That's not bad. But a debt slave hears zero, they think that's a bad thing. Chapter 13 it is. All you got to make sure you guys Google it. With this FTX crash, just Google the percentage of Google it now. Okay, Google the percentage of people in the U.S. following Chapter 13 right now, because it just happened. Then Google it 6 months from now. Then one year from now, you're going to see it shoot through the roof. You know why? Because the debt slaves investing in FTX. Before SMD, the thought of letting go of the house was terrifying. Now I realize it's a pathway to freedom. It's terrifying, sure is. And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people cannot do that. To wake up, listen, imagine if you were in a house for 10, 15 years. You come across SMD and wake up that you realize you don't own the house that you're living in and never have. That's a big red pill to swallow. Many people will not be able to do that. There's not many people in the United States of America that are strong enough to accept such a fact, such a mathematical fact. You gotta have balls for that. That takes psychological balls. It takes balls to do that. I don't own shit. Nope, you sure don't. Never did. How long have I been living here? 15 years. Nope. Have you ever owned it? Not at all. Ever. The whole time. And listen, the whole time you're calling yourself a homeowner at the exact same time. Do you realize there's people like me walking around in the United States of America that know that? And I think back to myself when I financed a couple of houses. I was walking around calling myself a homeowner. I can only imagine if I said it in front of somebody that knew I wasn't, probably called me an idiot. What a dummy. He's obviously doesn't know. He think he's a homeowner with a mortgage. You're not. My sister almost has her house paid off. Sure does. Believe that. The first true homeowner in our family, the first true one. No mortgage. Letting go of negativity equal letting go of everything, keeping you below zero mathematically. Negativity is a psychological thing too. I don't have negativity in my life. I've built up a certain amount of I've built up a peace in my life, and I just don't let anybody disturb that. She says in January, she go pay it off. I have yet, but I will, because the next house I'm buying in cash. Okay. I'm 50, I'm going on 53. I ain't got time for no mortgage. And right now, who I am today, I would be literally terrified to sign mortgage papers. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I couldn't do it. There is no way I could sit down at a table across from some banker signing 30-year mortgage papers. Now it's 40 years. I'm sorry, 40. Listen, 40-year mortgage papers. All a debt slave has to do when you sit down at a table and you say like you're 30 years old and you're signing 40-year mortgage papers, that means you're going to pay the house off when you're 70. You're going to be making payments with the papers that you're about to sign. Listen, the reason why you're signing mortgage papers is because you don't have the money to buy the house. That's why you're signing mortgage papers. So you're promising money that doesn't even exist based on a job you have today. You're going to have the same job at 70. You're going to be working at the same place. Whatever that monthly payment is, you're promising it to the bank. It doesn't even exist yet. You have to go out and earn it. That means the time in your life that it will take for you to spend at a job to earn the money, you just sold it to the bank. It's sold. That means you sold yourself to the bank. Now you're going to have a relationship with the bank for the next 30 years of your life. That is absolutely bananas. There is no way I could sit down at a table and think about that. No. Peace is the only way for me. But you're not going to be part of the homeowners. I know, right? Oh, when debt slaves do that, can you put it this way? Imagine the debt slaves that invested in FTX with mortgages. Can you imagine? How many people invested in FTX while having mortgages? Look out for the housing market. That's what I pay attention to. The housing market. And you guys don't really understand. So say like this. Say like a large majority of the people invested in FTX, right? Guess what they can't do now? They can't make their mortgage payments. They can't. That's bad for the bank. So be looking out for a drop in home interest rates. Make sure you're looking out for a drop in home interest rates, right? Because the banks can't lose those people. The banks make no money if people are not in those houses. You're the mortgage, people. If you move out, if you leave the house, there's no money coming out of it. So you're the mortgage, you're the equity, and you're the appreciation. Look out for those mortgage interest rates to drop. I'm definitely saving to buy real estate in cash. Yeah, for sure. Now remember, business debt is different. Business debt is different. Like when you start being successful in business, the SMD way, understanding that capitalism is psychological, you'll understand the true purpose of business loans. They'll be for tax reasons, tax purposes. You're not paying back the business loan, your customers are, so you don't really care about that. Interest when you're debt free and you have a business loan and you understand capitalism is psychological, You're not, you look at it different. You're not paying interest, you're making less money because debt slaves are paying back the loan plus the interest. So if you're paying an interest on that loan, you're just making less money. You're not losing money. And then you say to yourself, okay, I want to make more money. So you pay off the business loan. Now you're going to be making more money because you're not paying interest. 18 years of being a home renter. Before COVID, I thought I was a homeowner. COVID hit the bank, sent options on how you can pay for their home just in case you cannot during the. Oh yeah, I know, right? They want to keep you in it. Jacque says, but LJ, these homeowners are building equity with home upgrades. That smart fridge that tells you with the weather, definitely a great investment. I know, right? Imagine how many people that invest in FTX with refrigerator with TV screens in them. You know why you invested in FTX? Because you financed your refrigerator with the TV screen while having student loan debt. That's why you invested in FTX. Here, you invested in FTX because you financed a house with the FHA mortgage with a financed refrigerator with a Wi-Fi washer and dryer with heated floors in your bathroom. That's why you invested in FTX. That's why. You know why you invested in FTX? Because you financed the electric car believing you're saving money on gas. That's why you invested in FTX. That's why you did that. A debt slave will invest in a financed electric car and then sit at a charging station for almost an hour to fill it. Oh my God. When you guys, especially in California, okay, if you have a paid off car, I want you to drive by a charging station. And if you're ballsy enough, and you don't really have to have balls because remember, debt slaves don't know financing cars is not normal. So this is all you got to do. And I probably will do that. And you know what? Matter of fact, I'll probably do this myself, but it's not, I don't live, I'm gonna go into a highly populated electric car. California is the best, right? And then they're all sitting in there, they're all lined up. Go to each owner of the electric Tesla and say, do you have car payments? Do you have car payments? Do you have car pay? I guarantee you 99% of the people in there charging their cars for an hour all have car payments. If you had a gas, if you had a gas car, electric car owners, would you sit at a gas pump for an hour to fill your car? But you'll do it for electric car? Okay. Whatever. Then you got all these rules, charging etiquette, don't charge next. Oh my God, are you insane? That's bananas. No, I'm not doing any of that. Then they're gonna say, they probably people with finance Teslas charging their car for an hour, investing on their financed iPhones in FTX from their car, waiting, charging, paying for the electricity that's going into the cars. Woo, those, and you know what they do? They'll sit in their car and be like, "Woo, good thing I don't have those gas prices." What are you talking about, gas prices? What? I'm here to tell you that, slave. Gas prices only affect with people that make car payments. If you don't listen, if you don't make car payments, gas prices don't affect you like that. They affect you differently. When you own your, like when I own my car. I don't really look at gas prices when I fill up my car. I just pull up to the pump, put the thing in, and wait for the click. Why? First, I don't have car payments. Second, I don't have to use a credit card to buy gas. You guys do. The majority of debt slaves, you guys need a credit card to pay for your gas, pay for your electricity, because there is no other way for you guys to do it. You can't use your debit card because there's no money in your account to do it. So you guys, not only do you guys you guys finance high price gas with your credit card. That's why gas prices affect you, not me or people like me. Gas prices are high for you because you invested in FTX. That's why. Jacque says, I always tell my friends I won't buy a home until I have at least 85% of the cost of the house or I can pay in cash. My friends look at me sideways with their with their finance pets. Hmm. You guys don't even know what it's like to live when you understand that capitalism is psychological, you have no idea the world you live in. The brands, it's the same world, but with a different perspective. The mathematically correct perspective. Do you know, before I woke up, I really didn't wake up till in my 40s. Do you know nobody in my life ever told me that I cannot buy a house with a mortgage? Do you know that? Nobody's ever told me that. Through 40 years of my life, everybody told me the only way to buy a house is with a mortgage, which is not mathematically true. That means all the people that are telling you that they bought a house with a mortgage or you can buy a house with a mortgage, all those people don't know because they're saying things that are not mathematically true. And math is never wrong, ever. Math is never wrong. Do you not trust your calculator? If you don't listen, if you don't trust your calculator, that means you have a problem. If you don't trust your calculator, that means you have a psychological problem. That's why they call it psychological capitalism. See, put it here. Open the calculator app on your phone and put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. That's a large negative number. If you believe you own your house, if you believe you're a homeowner and you clearly see a large negative number on your calculator, guess what? You have a psychological problem. That's a psychological problem. That's because you don't believe the calculator. You have a psychological problem. Say like mathematically, you can't own the equity in a mortgaged house. So say like you've been in a house and you believe you have equity built up in your house while having a mortgage. Open up the calculator app, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. That's a large negative number. There is no equity there. You're talking about negative equity. That's the equity you're paying to the bank. You own nothing. But if you still believe you have equity in a house with a mortgage, you have a psychological problem. But don't worry, millions of people also have a psychological problem too. That's how the housing market couldn't exist without people with psychological problems. I totally get it. It's okay. It is what it is. It's called business. And only a fraction of your mortgage payment even goes to them. Of course, all the fees listen, when you go get a mortgage, all of the fees and whatever they put in the mortgage is all up front because they know you're not gonna make it to the end of 30 years. You're not. You're never gonna own it. You're not. Especially if your student loans are older than your mortgage or older than your FHA mortgage. If your student loans are older than your FHA mortgage, that's why you have an FHA mortgage because your student loans are older than the FHA mortgage. When you came up asking the bank for a 30-year loan and you haven't paid off your student loans in 20, that's why you have an FHA mortgage. Yes, they do. You guys finance your pets. If you financed your pet, That's why you invested in FTX, because your dog and your pet is financed. You guys finance your pets. And then when they get sick, guess what else you're financing? You're financing the doctor bills for your pets. If your brand new iPhone 14 is financed, that's why you're making car payments. Hmm. These guys that come up with these there's got to be some legal ramifications for these guys that what it really is. When I look at FTX stuff like that, I look just uh, another form of scamming. Um uh it- it- you know they just come up with something that make you guys believe that you can get rich fast. Anytime they add a speed on money, get out of debt, anything, when they add speed to it, fast, quickly, th- that's not true, because there is no speed associated with it. Can you speed up your pay? Unless you can speed up your paycheck at work, speed has nothing to do with it. I want two cats, but I'm aware that I can't own them while in debt. Wouldn't be fulfilled. And that's true. Like, to me, I, I'm a I've always been connected with dogs for some reason, ever since I was a kid. And when I say connected, I mean I have absolutely no fear of dogs at all. It's the weirdest, it's the craziest thing. It's always been like that. I have absolutely no fear of dogs. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's a mean dog and he's barking and he's loose and I know he's going to bite me. Don't get me wrong. I'm aware of that. Just because I don't have no fear doesn't prevent. But dogs can pick up on fear. I promise you, they can. They can pick it up. If you're scared of them, they can smell it. Dogs know that I have absolutely no fear. They've always known that. None. I just look them right at them and just no fear, right? But I also love dogs. But I also know that if I don't have time for dogs, I'm not going to own one. If I don't have the money to take him to the veterinarian, pay for his or her care, I'm not going to own one yet. Because to me, that's unfair. Why would I get a pet and not spend time with it, keep it locked up in the house in a cage? I'm just not doing that. I just can't. I can't do that. I cannot do that. So I just decide, okay, until I'm ready, I'm gonna own one. Until I'm ready, then I'll own a dog or a cat or whatever. But back to the FTX. Whew, can you imagine a person coming home and telling their significant other that they lost all their money in FTX? Hmm. Christmas is coming up around the corner. Hmm. Somebody, somebody that invested in FTX the correct way, they're going to have a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year and a wonderful few years after that, if they did it right. Because if they did it wrong, it's going to be short lived when the IRS comes knocking on the door. Hey, check this out. Yeah, yeah. We're in everything, by the way. And in order to live lavishly here in the United States, you have to convert it to our currency. If you want to enjoy that money, you have to convert it. People could say, listen, people could say whatever they want, but people in the United States recognize US currency, period. So if you want to buy something, you better have US currency. You better have it. Or it's useless. I ain't ran into Cujo yet. No, like I said before, I'm aware that there are mean dogs. Don't get me wrong, but Even mean dogs, they know that I don't fear them. It's a crazy thing, but I mean, think about a dog's smell. Just like that's why they use dogs to, police dogs to search for people. When I see a dog track a person running, that shit is absolutely amazing to me. That is they put a shirt up to a dog's nose and he sniffs out the person far away. Because obviously, when you're running and you're scared, you're emitting adrenaline. You probably stink to a dog. You're emitting so much stuff from your body, you know. But when you have no fear, you're not emitting any of that. So the dog is not smelling any of that because I have no fear of dogs. I think that's why I get along with dogs really well too. Anyway, are you a person that invested in FTX? Do you disagree with me when I talk about FTX? Do you when I say debt slaves are the FTX is you guys? Do you understand what I mean when I say that? Your FTX is you? Do you understand when I say you are the cryptocurrency debt slaves? It's you. You're the cryptocurrency. Do you understand when I say anybody giving you financial advice ask to see their personal credit report? Do you understand why I say that? Do you think a person's personal credit report won't answer all your financial questions? Say like you're in a relationship, okay? And you can't figure out where the money is going and you want to know the answer? Come see me. I will show you. If you own a business and you have several employees and money is coming up missing and you can't figure out how or why, come see me. I'll show you how to do it. I can show you. You're with a man and it's like, "Hey baby, where's how come the bills are being late and we getting notices, but you're working 40 hours a week?" I'll show you why. I'll show you. Like here, I'm gonna give this to you guys for free. This is how you can tell. Okay, if you're married or have been in a long-term relationship, it doesn't even matter. Gay, straight, mixed, it doesn't matter. This is all you have to do. Ask to see your partner's personal credit report and then see how they respond to you. Now remember, this person loves you and wants to share their life with you. Ask to see their personal credit report, not their credit score, their entire credit report, and see how they respond. That's all you got to do. If they get offended, you need to be shocked. Why are you offended? I share my body with you. You can't share your credit report with me, and I share my body with you. That's all you guys got to do. That will solve 99% of your financial relationship problems. You know how they always say, uh, the number one reason for divorce is because of money. No, it's because of debt. Debt slaves marrying debt slaves, divorcing because of debt. When you own yourself, you'll never marry a debt slave. I would never marry a debt slave. SMD family members would never marry debt slaves. There is no purpose or reason for that. Put it this way: if I paid off my student loans, I wouldn't marry a person with student loans that are never going to pay them off. I would never marry a person like that. Why would I do that? Why would I have a child? Listen, I'm free, no debt. Why would I have a child with a person with student loan debt, not paying off student loan debt, and have a child with that person? You know what your future is? You know what your future when you have a child with a debt slave? Your future is court dates, child support payments, weekend visits. That's your future. That's your future. Your future is being with somebody that believes having car payments is normal and student loan and having student loan debt older than the car payments, talking about they want a house. That's your future. And then when you're the person working and you're gonna be at work a lot, working more and more and more, and then the excuse is gonna be, hey, this relationship's not working because you not going anywhere because you're always working. That's how it's just this, you guys do the same pattern over and over and over. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a man or listen, credit reports don't care if you're a man or a woman. You either own yourself or you don't. If you have student loan debt, you don't own yourself, period. You're a debt slave, period. Do you want to can we have a relationship? No. Why not? You're a debt slave. How come? Because you've had your student loans are older than your children, and you have no destination date of ever paying them off. No. Hey, you should invest in this real estate so you can get some cash flow. Do you have student loan debt? Yes? Shut up. You have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean? You can't cash flow while having student loan debt? What are you talking about? Who told you that? The person you watched on YouTube? You know what your future is? When you have children with debt slaves, you're going to raise children thinking student loan debt, keeping student loan debt. You keep your student loan debt all your life, and then guess what you're going to transfer to your children? They're going to go to college, and then they're going to think having student loan debt their entire life with mortgages is true, and then you're going to just keep carrying it on, and it's going to keep carrying on through the generations when it's all not true. I'm telling you, 99% of your relationship problems, all you have to do, listen, and even if you're nervous, let me bring it back to you. I'm gonna bring it back to you. If you are nervous to ask the person that you are sleeping with, you have children with, to ask to see their personal credit report, there lies the problem. You can have sex with me, but I can't see your personal credit report? That's a problem? I'm here to tell you that shouldn't be a problem. When you own yourself, there's nothing on it. So I don't care to show anybody. That's why my credit report is live on the internet with a video. That's why I show you guys, because there's nothing on it. I don't care if you guys look at it. It just proves to you, it's my credit report shows you guys, everybody that's watching, I own me. And if you don't even know what's on your credit report, guess what? You don't own you and never have. Walking around like zombies. Don't even know. Just looking in windows, buying cars, financing cars and clothes and vacations and insurance plans and retirement plans, finance and gas, phones, clueless. All because you're on the negative side of things. Don't even. And then if you're in a relationship with somebody that's clueless, oh, good luck. You know what your future is? Debt. You know what your future is? Mortgage payments, car payments, child support payments, credit card payments, furniture payments, washer and dryer payments, refrigerator payments, cell phone payments. You know what's so crazy? The majority of people, listen, and you guys, and this is for people with iPhones, okay? The majority of you guys have never had a factory unlocked iPhone. Did you? You guys don't even know that. The majority of people with iPhones, they don't even know iPhone's full capabilities because they're dictated by the phone companies who finance them. The majority of iPhone owners have never owned a factory unlocked iPhone ever. Oh man, I need to jailbreak this and do this and that. All you got to do is buy a factory unlocked iPhone. You don't have to worry about all that jailbreaking bullshit if they even still do that. When you look at your phone or you boot it up and it boots up Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, that means your phone is financed pretty much. Because factory unlocked phones, they only boot up that says iPhone or Apple or whatever it does. Like iPhones, they make statements, but the majority of you guys don't even know. You don't even know. Putting bird feed on, putting bird feed on credit card. Sure, you financing bird feed. And the majority of people have. Can you imagine? Like sometimes I'll be on the social media. I know I'll be going off, but I'll be on social media, and then you'll see these things of iPhone versus Android, and both of them be financed. You know what I say to myself when I see iPhone versus finance debates? I say, congratulations to Apple and Samsung. That's what I say to myself. Congratulations. I don't know how you guys created that fake whatever, but congratulations. You guys are selling $1,500 phones, making them for probably 100. Congratulations to you. Listen, if you can make a phone for $100 and sell it for $1,500, are you going to cheat on your taxes? I'm gonna say it one more time. If you can make a phone for $100 and sell it for 1,500, would you cheat on your taxes? Hell no. That is free money. Here you go, IRS. Here's your portion of the free money. Here you go. You know how, like, I have another business, all right? And and when you sell all over the United States, you have to understand what is called the economic nexus. Okay? You have to understand it. That's how taxes are collected when you reach certain thresholds of certain states that you sell in. Now, when I first started, it was, it's kind of frustrating and confusing or whatever. But once I got it down, it's really, really simple. Okay. It's not really that difficult. It's like, oh, you guys want it this way and put it that there and blah, blah, blah by county and city or whatever, right? Each state is a little different, but they're all pretty much the same, right? But once I figured it out, and then I started. It's the craziest thing. I remember when taxes are due. For this example, taxes are due on the 20th by the 20th of every month for the previous month. Okay, but when you pay it early, not all cities, but some cities, when you pay it early, they give you a discount. They take off some money or do something. What that tells me is this: if they give me a discount for paying my taxes early, that means the majority of people are not paying their taxes on time. That's what that means to me. Because I saw it, I paid it one time. I was like, okay, pay. And then I saw down the column and said, oh, you get a deduction for paying early. I was like, huh, more phantom income because how many debt slaves you think are paying their taxes on time? Not many. If you go to your state's uh, uh, local revenue office, there's a place where you can make tax payments. There's a line where people make tax payments, absolutely refusing to understand how it works. And once you get it, this part is just so simple. But I was thinking, like, when you pay the local taxes, right? You when you click submit, each one of them say something like, "Hey, you're saying," after you click submit, you're saying that this is, one second. Sorry about that. You're saying it's more on it's like, "Hey, we're trusting you that you're giving us the right information." Basically saying, if you lying, it's going to be your ass. Because when you do your taxes at federal level, the numbers have to match. The numbers will have to match what you told the tax places in locally. They have to match. Debt slaves, you guys don't know that. You guys just don't know that. Ain't that a bird? I think that's a bird, right, Nick? Now, if you're with, put it this way, let's get back to the relationship portion because this is important. First of all, if you're with somebody that's financially horrible, ask to see their personal credit report. It will show you how they've been treating the finances of themselves, the business of themselves. Now you have a decision to make. That's your future. If they don't give a fuck about their personal finances or the business of themselves, that's your future. That's what you're going to be with. You're going to be with a person like that that's going to continue to do that and bring you down into bankruptcy with them, and then the relationship's going to be over, and you're going to blame it on money when it's debt. Oh yeah, that's right. But when you understand that capitalism is psychological, you will know well before even developing feelings for a person. You will know right away. If you go out on a date and because debt slaves, put it this way, debt slaves, you guys like to talk about your positions at your job, what school you went to, what college you graduated from, what kind of job you have, like that has anything to do with anything. It does. As soon as if I'm on a date and somebody mentions about the college they went to, you know what my next question is? Do you have student loan debt? Because if you came to meet me on a date in a nice car and then at dinner you mention you went to college and you tell me you have student loan debt, guess what you just told me? You also have car payments. Because if you have student loan debt, you can't buy a car in cash. So I know the car you drove to the date in is financed. You're making car payments. So it doesn't even matter if the person's nice or whatever. If they don't care, they think it's normal. There's nothing's gonna happen, not even sex. I wouldn't even risk getting a debt slave pregnant. I wouldn't do that. Well, people say, "Well, LJ, well, you're protecting yourself anyway. You have a condom on, of course." I'm trusting the next 20 years of my life for a piece of latex that's not even guaranteed. They say it right on the box. They don't guarantee that the person it'll protect you from stopping from getting a person pregnant. Even if you wear, they don't even guarantee it. So that's what you're saying to yourself. You're risking the next 20 years of court dates and child support payments. Penalties for tax evasion should tell you how important they are for sure. I remember when I was first crossing over, and you're going to naturally do this as a worker. You're not going to pay your taxes correctly. Not that you're not paying them. You're just not going to do it right if you try to do it yourself. Let me tell you something. Hire a professional. If you've had a regular job all your life and you're about to start a business, hire a professional, a debt-free. Listen, a debt-free business tax professional. Hire a person. Because put it this way, if you just begin a business and you hire a debt-free tax professional to file your taxes, the IRS is going to know that you're serious. That will tell them that you're serious because every one of their laws and rules associated with the type of business you had will be followed to the T. They will see it. It will tell them that this new business owner is serious because their taxes are straight. You get your taxes straight when your business is small. If you start understanding taxes when you're small, it will grow as your business grows, and they will always be done properly. By the way, Toucan cost, but God damn, 1,200 and almost 12,000. You better believe they're financing a bird. Hmm. Back to, back to the iPhones real quick. Imagine how many iPhones are out there. 99% of iPhones are, I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I pretty much know 99% of iPhones are financed. Now you know 99% of all Apple's products are financed. You think a debt slave is walking in, dropping 3,500 on dropping 3,500 cash on a Mac laptop, a Mac computer system? They're not. That's why Apple's headquarters looks like a spaceship. Their headquarters says, "We make money." Put it this way, I'm not walking out of Apple with a big Apple bag. I'm not doing that unescorted. I'm not, it counts on what neighborhood I'm in, but 9 times out of 10, I'm not walking out of Apple with a big Apple bag. That's a problem. Hell, a bag period is a problem coming out of because you know that costs bread up in there. Now you know when it's not even just the iPhones. They financing iPhones, AirPods, and all. Listen, chargers don't even come with. They're financing chargers. Hey, listen. Congratulations, Apple. Congratulations. Put it this way. If say like this. Say like I came out with a brand new phone. And the phone is brand new, it's awesome, but I tell you, by the way, my charger is separate. You're not gonna buy my phone because you don't know my phone. You're not gonna buy it. But Apple has come up with you can't use your phone if you don't charge it. Believe that, Andre. Believe Apple they have to have aliens. Apple, hello, Apple representative. Are you guys out there? Listen, I know capitalism is psychological. I can help you train some employees that are psychological. Hey, listen, that can help them understand that capitalism is psychological. I can help you, and you can make them stay for the next 5 years for the education. Make them put it in the contract, but I can help you grow even bigger than what you are. LJ Young, SMD, Savings Minus Debt. Yeah, reach out to me. SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com, Apple representative. I know you guys got some aliens in that spaceship headquarters. I know you do. How do I know? Because you guys got people financing $1,500 phones. That's how I know you guys know. I buy a Google Pixel unlocked in cash, but it sucks because after a year, it's worth nothing when I want to say, yeah. I mean, I at the same time, Apple products are good. Okay, I got a Mac. I just don't have an iPhone. I just don't want to do that. Uh, but I have a Mac. My PC is Mac. My laptop is Mac. I'm not going to PC ever. Mac is it. Aliens in the spaceship headquarters, exactly. I think that's where Andre lands his spaceship, right in the middle. They probably got a they probably got a helo pad. He probably takes a spaceship, lands in the middle on the helo pad, and inside of the. Hey man, LJ's almost ready. Yeah, I've been watching him. Yeah, yeah, he's almost there. Every now and then I'll throw some big words out to see if he knows, to see if he doesn't know, but he's getting there. Woo! Okay, go out, keep on it, Andre. Keep on it. Because I could have swore I saw an Apple badge on Andre's hip one time, but maybe I'll just misunderstand, but whatever, right? Apple clearance or something. It said Apple clearance or high something. I couldn't see it, but he covered it up real quick. He didn't let it hang out far enough or long enough. Not including the charger and new iPhones, his phones are scam tech companies. No, that's called business. True hit. Hey, listen, if you had a phone and if you could sell your charger separately, you're gonna do it. If listen, if iPhone user said, no, we're not going to buy your phone if you do if you do the chargers separate, Apple would put the chargers back in the phones. That's what they would do. But you guys are so hooked on Apple products, they could do whatever they want. It's like heroin. You try to get an Apple user off of an iPhone, you try it. They're so wrapped up in the iPhone cloud, so mixed up and tied up. There is no coming out the Apple ecosystem for them. They're trapped. I remember early in the early days, I had an iPhone. I was on with iPhone, right? But then one day they took away the phone jack. They said, "We're not having that anymore." You know what I said to myself? "You're not having me either. See you later." You're not telling me what type of headphones I can use on my own phone. Goodbye. And another time, I remember one time, I went to my charger broke. I don't know if Apple's charger cords are still notorious for fucking unshredding all the time, but I used to have a cord everywhere I went. Anyway, I went to go to one of those, just side stores to buy a charger, and then I plugged it into my iPhone, and my iPhone said, "Sorry, this is not an Apple approved charger." I said, "See you later." You think you're going to regulate my power cord? Hell no. See ya. Not doing any of that. First Apple computer sold for $666. Wow. $666. Interesting. That's not by accident. Believe that. Here's the thing, Apple doesn't want to complete their Anchor and other suppliers for charging tech. Okay. They want to move to wireless charging systems. Hey, I'm not listen, I don't compete. Okay, that makes sense. Listen, I don't really care what their reasons are or why they do it. It's business. Whatever. Like, put it this way: if Apple users said we're not going to accept you not giving us a charger, they would compete with Anchor or whatever they need to do to stay alive. You know what I'm saying? So it really. But Apple's in such a great position. Again, congratulations to Apple. Congratulations. They removed the headphone jack because they was making way for Apple Air iPods. That's what they were doing. Make them different, make the line come out the ear. So they make their products so when you see their products, you know it's Apple products. That you see iPhone AirPods in somebody's ear, you pretty much know it's iPhone AirPods because of the way they designed them. Made them white, different than others. Congratulations, Apple. I look at the price of those iPods. Can you imagine paying? Now remember, debt slaves finance iPods. I mean, AirPods. They finance AirPods, right? Imagine losing one. Can you imagine how many people have lost one of them? What good is one? Well, it's not good. Imagine how many people, how many debt slaves refinance the AirPods because they lost one. Mm. Apple had the most successful Super Bowl ads ever. Mm. That's bread. Use Mac before. I don't know. The UI is clean but simplistic compared to PC, but that's just me. Used Mac before. I don't know. The UI is clean but not simplistic compared. Uh, to me, to each their own. I mean, I was a VMware engineer for years. All I used was PCs, and then I got a Mac. Personally, I was like, oh, I'm never going back now. Never. Yep, that's true. Wires. They got the Apple ecosystem. I know Nick is a big old Apple guy. Nick is big Apple. He's all Apple. They came out with a MagSafe charge to compete on the wireless charge. Yeah. Nick is all wrapped up in the Apple ecosystem. You ain't getting Nick out of the Apple ecosystem. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Now you times Nick by millions of Apple users. Good luck. I'm a huge Apple head. However, my TV is Samsung. Congratulations, Apple. You know how many you know how many people invested in FTX with their financed iPhones? Probably millions. That's why you guys are seeing all these commercials now on TV. These young adults. It's the craziest thing. They always who does that a lot? What's that other investment software that's big? God, what is the name of that Apple soft? I mean, not Apple software. The investment software it's an investment app. But it's a popular investment app, right? Anyway, the adults look like they're enjoying life. Yeah, Robinhood. Thank you, Nick. Robinhood, right? Just pay attention to the commercials. Young adults sitting at home, eating dinner, watching a movie while they're investing with the Robinhood app. That's hey, you don't need to do nothing. Just trust us. Just put your money in and we'll do the rest. Okay, that's you believe that. You know why that commercial is like that? Because it's aimed at young adults that know nothing about investing. Those commercials are aimed at young adults that don't know that you can invest while making you can't invest while making car payments at the same time. You can't do that. You can't invest while having student loan debt. You can't use the Robinhood app to invest while having student loan debt. You can't do that. You cannot invest while making car payments. You can't do that. That's impossible. Leon says, I'm offering financing through Acima now at my business, and iPhone sales have gone up big time. I can charge the customer more with financing than I would with cash buy. See, it's just business. That is business. If you don't put it this way, if you are a business owner and you don't offer financing, you're in trouble because debt slaves have no money. They have to finance everything. Make more money. That's what Leon is saying. That goes for cars. Dealerships make more money when you finance cars. That goes for everything. Phones, it's everything. Once you understand this as a business owner, debt slaves are the currency. Debt slaves have no money. Debt slaves must finance everything. I always say this so you guys can really understand how it works. If if the banks cut off credit card access for 5 minutes, and I'm saying 5 minutes, even that's even too long. What you think, Andre? If the banks cut off credit card access for 5 minutes, the economy would cease. The economy would stop. You guys understand that? It would stop because debt slaves have no money. You guys cannot do anything without the bank's help. You can't. You have no money to do nothing. If they cut off credit card access, you guys couldn't buy. I like put it this way. Say like Apple was about to have a sale and the bank cut off credit card access. Guess what? Apple wouldn't hardly sell anything. 10, 10 see, I knew I was saying 5 minutes too long. 10 milliseconds. Apple wouldn't have a sale. Samsung wouldn't. Car dealerships, everything would stop. I understand this though. One second here. Second. Oh, okay. And I do got to do that. Crap. Got to renew that. I forgot about that. Anyway, back to you guys. I'm sorry. I was reading something. Congratulations, Apple. I mean, you got to remember, iPhone are now they're society statements now. It's more than just a phone now. It's a statement. That's why they always rearrange it because in order to have an iPhone, you have to have a cover. So you don't really know what version of iPhone a person has if they have a cover on it, unless they rearrange the cameras. The cheaper phones have less lenses. So when a person sees a phone and they see the lens on the Apple, they know what version of iPhone you have because of the lenses. Congratulations, Apple. That was a smart move. Lift up the phone. Another person sees the lens. They're like, "Oh, you got the iPhone this and that, and oh, you got the Super Max or whatever." Besides the size difference, the obvious size difference, it's the camera lenses. Speed of the credit bone, speed of the credit backbone networks. Yep, I love it, man. I love having a seat in the stadium. I love to. It's enjoyable to just watch the tax system to see how it works. You guys, they just recently changed the tax brackets. I just go and look and see what they did or why they did. When I go and look at the numbers that they changed, I know why they changed the numbers. I mean, it's you guys think they're doing it for they have to change those numbers because you guys are in trouble. This is a new economy. They have to be changed. The majority of you guys are 1099 now. The majority of you guys have crossed over from having a regular job. And when 2020 hit, the majority of people lost their jobs. Now you're doing delivery jobs. All you guys are 1099. The tax structure has to change because you guys are doing things different now. The majority of you guys are not paying your taxes because you guys are 1099. You don't know how to do it. You're afraid. You're thinking investing in FTX is going to get you out of the hole. And then you go start going on for years without paying your taxes. And then once you get onto years, now you're too afraid to go to IRS because you haven't paid your taxes in 3 to 5 years. Now you're afraid. Now you're paralyzed. You can't stop working. That means stop eating. Now you're paralyzed. I can't go to them. They're going to charge me a crazy penalty when that's the thing you should be doing. Hey, IRS, I fucked up. Here you go. Here's all the money. This is what I did. And then you're going to get penalized for something. But I promise you, it's better that you go to them instead of them look for you. A lot of you guys are not paying your taxes. And that's hey, listen, if you're a 1099 worker and you're delivering food or whatever, and you're not paying taxes, ask anybody in your same business. Ask them if they're paying their taxes. Ask. They're not. Soon you guys will get letters. Hey, you've been working for Uber Eats and all these other drop-off places, and you haven't paid nothing. How do I know this? Because the businesses you work for have been reporting to us that you have. The businesses that you work for, I guarantee you that they're filing their taxes properly. I guarantee it. You cannot be that big without filing your taxes properly. Because that's part of it. Filing your taxes properly is part of building wealth. That's part of it. They even sell protector protector cases mimic iPhone current phones. Is that a misspelling? He must have misspelled that. Andre says Amazon doesn't plan to compete here, but they are expected to get into manufacturing. Amazon and Walmart onshoring of retail manufacturing. I got to see what that means. I'm not quite sure what that means. Anyway, I went off on a tangent here like I always do, but it's just amazing to watch. It really is. I'm just glad I have a seat in the arena. I'm glad I have a seat in the stadium. I'm wondering, here we are, what are we at? November 19th. I wonder what else big is going to happen before the end of the year. Something big is going to happen. You guys already know what's coming around the corner. Student loan payments are due. What are you guys going to do? I don't know. But you got to remember at the same time, listen, something, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, as far as the housing market goes, okay? The banks have to do something big because when student loan payments come back, you guys are not going to be able to afford your mortgage. And if a whole bunch of you guys get foreclosed on, that is bad business for the bank. That means no mortgage payments for them. That cannot happen. Yes, they are, Nick. I noticed that. Thank you, sir. Nick, SMD family member, I appreciate all his help, man, with the Discord server, pushing me. Nick's a go-getter, man. He will. If Nick gets on you, I'm gonna just tell you right now, if Nick gets on you, he's not gonna get off. I don't care who you are. He's not gonna get off until you give him what he wants. Okay. He'll come, leave you alone, come back, leave you alone. He's coming back. Just expect it. And you don't know which door he's gonna come through. Okay, so don't expect any. I'm not saying me. I'm just saying in general. Okay, I'm not saying he does that. I'm not saying he does that to me. I'm just saying he does that in general. Okay. Oh, but I love it though, man. Sometimes I need that. I need it. I do. Appreciate it, Andre. Nick gets on your ass. That's it. You're done. Toast. uh, okay, here, man. Here. Oh, sometimes I crack myself up. Okay. Yes, for sure. Nick is dialed in, man. I could just see it in his eyes. You guys don't even get it, man. It's a look. Once you guys know Okay, this is what I've been writing. I'm gonna get on out of here. Okay, for some reason, I've been looking at Albert Einstein's E equals MC squared. Okay, and now that I know capitalism is psychological, this is how I see that mathematical statement, because you always got to look at Albert Einstein's earlier statement. He says, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, that means you don't know it yourself. Okay. So I look at that equation. First thing I look at is the equal sign. Okay. Because what it really is, this is my interpretation of it. Mathematics is the key that makes that attaches the physical to the psychological. Mathematics joins them, right? So when I look at E equals MC squared, I look at the equal sign first. Equal sign says to me, Albert's put that equal sign in there. Whatever that statement is that Albert is making, it's true because there's an equal sign in there. The equal says whatever that statement is true because math is fact. So the E, I look at it as psychological, and I look at the M as physical, mass, energy, mass, physical, psychological. Math makes math makes psychological equal to physical. And then the MC squared, I think, to me, this is my interpretation. I believe Albert Einstein chose the speed of light squared, because I think he chose the speed of light because of the numbers in meters. If you measure the speed of light in meters, I forgot, it's 299, 457, something like that, right? If you add up each number separately, the speed of light added up each number separately, it adds up to 10. Okay. And then you say, no, excuse me, it adds up to 55. I'm sorry. You add up all the numbers, it adds up to 55. And then you add 5 plus 5 equals 10. And then 1 plus 0 equals 1. And then you say 1 squared. Then if you square it, it's squared. 1 is forever. So in my interpretation of it, math tells you that the psychological and physical are one, and that is forever. That's what I see. That's what I see when I look at E equals MC squared. That's why, okay, he chose the speed of light to use these particular, maybe the speed of light numbers added up to what he was trying to explain to people. And then if you square 1, that's forever. Square 1 is forever. It's just 1. They're going to start selling cars. God, Walmart commercial. If Walmart's going to start selling cars, that means it's time to get into the car business, selling cars. Something big must be coming. 0% car interest rates or something. Something big must be coming for them to be well, because all right, here we going off again. But this is what you guys got to do in your city. Go look for a title loan place and go check out their lots. Title loan places are full of cars. Have you noticed that? They all got full of cars. What do you think that means? People are losing cars. Just Google how many cars have been repossessed this year. Go Google it. Now this FTX happened. Ooh wee. Mm. All right, man. I'm gonna get off of here, man. I've been jip yapping for almost 2 hours. I hope somebody that is into FTX hears this video and wants to know more. I'll be happy to explain that you guys are the FTX. It's you, desk slaves. Damn. You guys are FTX. What'd you say up here, Andre? Amazon, Walmart. Only the top 10% will actually own anything. What'd you say? I will send you a new projection email for 2012. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dun. I know what that means. And you know what's so crazy? This is the crazy thing, that slaves. You guys don't know. You can you can only see listen, you can only see the future today. Did you guys know the future doesn't exist, as slaves? You create your future. The future can only be created today, right now in the present moment. If you go finance a car for 84 months, your future is 84 months of car payments. Do you see how you created today? You walk on a car lot. If you finance a car for 84 months, your future is 84 months of car payments and interest. That's your future. If you finance a house today, your future is 30 years of mortgage payments. Starting today, you created it today. As soon as you signed the papers, you did it. You cheat on your taxes, tax evasion. Guess what? Your future is becoming a felon. That's your future, and possibly prison. Counts on how bad you abuse it. Only the present exists. Once you understand this, once you understand that only the present exists, you'll understand that the future does not. The future is created today. Like when you guys hear me say, I'm going to be known all over the world. Now, the average person hears me say that. They're like, oh, yeah, whatever, dude. You ain't going to be. I created today. I'm doing it now. The world just doesn't know yet. I already know. Just it's the world that doesn't know. How do I know that? Because I know psychological capitalism is a mathematical fact. That's how I know. That's how I know I'll be known all over the world. SMD will be known all over the world. It's just a it's just a matter of time. I'm going to be here. You're probably thinking, "Well, isn't your way of things against the system?" No, it's just on the positive side of the system. On the positive side of the system, you create successful businesses, you pay your taxes properly, lawfully, to the T. Y- uh, There is no fear of the IRS when you follow the laws. Why would listen? Why would an IRS agent come to your house, send you a letter if you're doing everything properly? Why would they do that? They wouldn't bother you. You know how rare it is you know how rare people there the percentage of people that own themselves and pay their taxes properly in the United States, you know how small that number is? That's a very small number, very small. Because the percentage of people that pay their taxes properly know that taxes help build wealth. If you don't pay them properly, you cannot build wealth in the United States of America. You can't do that. You think Amazon could be as big as they are if they wasn't paying their taxes properly? What about Apple? You think Apple could be as big as they are if they were committing tax evasion? Could they be no. Imagine imagine you have a house and you have a tenant in one of the rooms and they're not paying their rent properly. They're coming up with partial payments and some here, a little bit there, but never the full. What are you going to do? First, there's late fees. Hey, if you don't pay your rent on time, there's $100 late fee and this per day, whatever. Those are penalties, no different than paying your taxes. The same thing. Eventually, you're going to kick that person out of your house. Anyway, my point is, if you just follow the laws, you'll stop being scared of taxes. And I promise you this: learn how first personally Learn how to stop being afraid of taxes. Before you go into business, do not go into business if you don't understand taxes personally. Do not do that unless you have a professional doing it for you. Do not do it yourself. And you don't even know, if you don't even do your taxes properly personally, you don't know how to pick the professional that is going to do your taxes properly. You don't even know how to pick the right person. You think you just open up Google and type in a local tax person and pick one and go there. No, that's step one, yes, but anybody, listen, anybody, business, personal, anybody personally doing your taxes, the requirement is that they are personally debt free. That is a requirement. There are no exceptions. If you have a personal accountant or a CPA or whatever, and they're in personal debt, you've hired the wrong person. Because out of everybody, accountants should know better. Accountants should know that they can't own a house with a mortgage. Accountants should know that you cannot invest while having a mortgage. That's all you guys got to do. These are questions you ask CPAs. Hey, do you have a mortgage? If they say yes, your next question is, what else do you invest in? That's what you should say to them. What else do you invest in? If they tell you, that's not the CPA for you because you can't invest while having a mortgage. You can't do that. You cannot get tax breaks while you're in debt. Did you guys know that, debt slaves? Did you know you can't get any tax breaks at all? None if you're in debt. Did you know that? You can't do none of that. None. You can't write off taxes, no tax breaks, nothing. If you're in debt, you can't save money on taxes. That's impossible. If you're in debt, that's why you think taxes are bad. Only people deep in debt hate taxes because they can't see what their use is. They can't see the purpose of them. When you own your own business, you don't really care because debt slaves pay your taxes. Debt slaves pay taxes. I don't. They do. Your customers pay your taxes, not debt slaves. Your customers pay your taxes. If debt slaves wasn't financing cars, car lots wouldn't exist. Do you guys know that? Car lots wouldn't exist if debt slaves didn't finance cars. Did you guys know that? You think people that step on CarMax car lots, you think they're buying cars in cash? You think CarMax car lots are so big because people are paying for cars in cash? No, because people are financing cars and they're financing the taxes too. Once you understand how taxes work, you know better than to finance taxes. You don't do that. You guys finance taxes, interest charges, interest rates. You guys finance interest, taxes, fees, and anything else the car dealerships throw into the contract when you finance cars. You guys finance all that. If you ever want to get out, listen, I keep repeating this. If you ever want to get out, either you come see me, you can join a Discord server, talk to other SMD family members. If you ever want to get out, if you want a fast track to get out, if you don't want to mess around and you've realized, and I'm gonna get out of here once I explain this to you. If you decide to do it on your own and it takes you a few years, and then when you get out, you're going to immediately realize that you could have done it in a quarter of the time had you come see me. And then and only then are you going to realize how much time you have wasted in your life that you can never get back. If you want a fast track, you need to come see me. Watch my videos, come see other SMD family members in the Discord, on the Discord server. But I'm gonna just tell you right here, okay? Once you become an SMD family member, let me explain something to you. Time is number one. We don't let anybody waste our time. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. That is not allowed. So when you come over there, you got to come over there serious. You can come over there and listen, invite, I don't care. But when you start asking questions, it got to be non-time wasting questions. Because we know if you're asking the right questions, we know. And we know if you're asking the questions just to be whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I much appreciate it. Those of you that are listening in your car, you can reach me at SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com. Cash App is SavingsMinusDebt. Thank you, everybody that watched the videos and donates some Cash App to me, and much appreciated. I really appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. You guys have a oh, what's up, Fresh? What's going on, man? You guys have a what is today? Oh shit. That's one thing you forget. When you forget what day it is. It's crazy how it's crazy, right? Anyway, because it's a beautiful day here in South Carolina, sunny, 71. Or is it 71? Let me see what it is for us, because I'm looking at the inside temperature. It ain't 71. It is 59, actually, but it's sunny. It's a different kind of sun. It's a different kind of sun. But anyway, thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. If you enjoyed the show, share it with your friends. If you're in the car, remember, SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com to reach out to me. SavingsMinusDebt.com if you want to schedule an appointment. And we can go from there. All right. Until then, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you later.